Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on my old Nissan Titan. The headlights are where they've gotten turned yellow and you can't really see good with them or anything. So we're going to sand them down and clear coat them and hopefully return them back close to what they look like new. So I'll show you what they look like. Alright, here's the front of the truck. It's dirty. We had a lot of wind yesterday, blew up all the dust. But if you look at the headlights, you can see they're not exactly clear. Now I've tried to do a little bit of like polish work on them, and it helped a little bit. They're not nearly as bad as what they were before that, but they're still not all that great. If I drive around at night or early in the mornings going to work, I can't see really well with them. So what I want to do is sand them down real good, and I have some automotive clear coat paint. I'm going to clear coat them, try to give them the protection from the weather and the sun, and hopefully they'll stay clear. So I'll come back in a little bit and show you what I'm using. Alright, this is what I'm going to use to clean these headlights up and sand them down a little bit. It's a cheap dual action sander with some 320 grit. Alright, the reason I'm using that is I tried using 320 grit and then some 600 grit by hand, and I couldn't get all the stuff off with it. So I'm going to use this, try to get through the yellowing and some of the checking, cracking looks like maybe, on the outside of this lens, and hopefully that will get us down to something good and smooth and solid, so when I put the clear coat on it, it looks good and smooth, good clear result, and we don't have any more of the blurriness and the yellow and any of the checking and stuff on it. So I'll be back with them in a minute, show you what it looks like. Okay, this is after just a real quick pass with this paper, and it started getting some of that stuff off of it, and it's hazy now, which is kind of what we're going to end up with, what we want before we put the clear coat on it. But if you look over here at this corner, you can see how it turned orange right at this bend, and that's because it had so much yellowish junk in it, and it started coming up and kind of melting into that one spot, I guess. But the whole lens is full of that stuff, and you look really close right here if the camera picks it up, all kinds of scratches and chips and checking marks and all that stuff. Just this real quick pass completely filled up that sheet of paper, that sandpaper. So I'll change the sandpaper, and we'll hit it again. It's liable to take multiple sheets to do each lens, as bad as this stuff is. So we'll come back when I get a little bit closer to the finished product. Okay, well now I'm finished sanding, and as you can see, they're pretty much a steady state of white transparency. Most of the yellow's gone. There's still a little bit of checking, but it ain't too bad. And there's the passenger side too. Now I gotta tape it off, mask everything off so I don't get any overspray on it, and then we'll start painting. Okay, so now I've got the truck masked off, just basically the front end, around the front fenders, and the bumper, all that stuff. It should be good enough to curb most of the overspray, and just kind of keep it cleaned and everything. I know my wrapping job and my taping isn't professional, but it'll do for what we're doing here today. So if any professionals actually do look at this, just turn your head and say, oh well, it'll be good enough for this. So I'll come back once I get the spraying done, and we'll see what the headlights look like then. Okay, as you can see, I got all the plastic and the tape pulled off, and the headlights are dry. Both sides look pretty decent. This the passenger side, I got a couple of runs. I got, if I can get it in here, some runs across here, and I got another one over here. Now the driver's side, I didn't have any runs at all. I tried to do that side first and then come back and do this side, and I just seemed to be a little steadier on this side. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand down the clear coat with some real fine sandpaper. Start out with, I got 1500 to work on the areas where there's runs. And then I'm going to go to 2000, 3000, and then 5000. And then I've got a polishing pad and some polish to get it all smoothed out and cleared back up again. That way that it looks like glass. So we'll come back once we get a little closer to the end. Okay, here's the results after sanding. The driver's side headlights lens is still just a bit damp, so it looks shiny still, kinda. But this is what it looks like now after sanding it with 1500 grit to knock the high spots down where I had runs, 2000 grit to get the orange peel off, 2500 to take some of those 2000 grit scratches out, get it a little bit smoother, and then finally hit it with a 5000 grit, and that basically acts like a burnishing cloth. So now it's still got some haze to it, but it's a lot clearer than it would be if I'd have stopped at the 3000 grit. So now what I need to do is hit this with some polish. The polish I got is also a very light cutting polish, fine grit as well. And the pad that I'm using is a really soft, also a light cutting type pad. So basically what I'm trying to do is now just make these look like glass. We'll come back when I get that finished. Okay, we're finished up with this. It's after all the polishing. All the orange peel's gone. They're nice and clear. You can see. All around the side. So, I'll tell you right now, this was certainly worth it. If you go back and look at it, what it looked like to start with, it was certainly worth it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, if you made it this far. The headlights on this truck look a lot better now. They should shine out a lot better as well. So if you like this video, leave a thumbs up. If you want to get notified of new videos, hit the bell icon and come back for my next video. Thanks for watching.